Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. We're being this live. We're starting this live. We're doing a little love morning. We're having a little bowl of goodness. Dun, 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 dun. We're sharing some gratitude. Dun, 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 dun. We are celebrating things that make us happy and bring us gratitude. Cause it's love morning. What are you grateful for? Welcome to Love Morning. Each of those songs is made up on the spot, and some are better than others. Welcome. If you are live, oh, this is saying it's not live, is it? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, good. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. I am in a Airbnb in Santa Barbara, California. Ended my visit to Topanga, which was glorious. I had no idea how much I enjoyed Topanga. And then yesterday morning, went to Beverly Hills to the Saban Theater and saw the Agape Church. Michael Beckwith gave a sermon and the songs of all sorts. And I will share a little bit about more of that, and a little, continually trying new stuff. I've got a new microphone on this in this remote version of my studio. If you are here, say hello. Good morning, Jennifer, and good morning, Chris. Hello to you in Chicago, Chris. Good morning, Kristen. Sometimes why? Good to see your presence here. Christopher is grateful for my first Paco yesterday. A pancake taco? What? Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I love you too, Jennifer. Good morning, Charles. Me too. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to practice being a love ambassador. And that's part of what made yesterday so wonderful. On my journey to the Agape Church, I just had all these little moments of a love ambassadorship. On my way from the parking garage to the theater, some people walked up to me and they said, "Excuse me, we're not from around here." And I started to say, "Oh, I'm not from around here either." But then I just paused and they said, "We're trying to find something," and I following my map directions, my walking path. And so I said, "Yeah, come with me." So started talking and meeting these fellow journeyers to visit the same church. Figured that's a pretty solid overlap. It's like meeting a burner at a gas station on the way to the burn, like you're like, we are like-minded, open-hearted people, fellow love ambassadors. Speaking of which, welcome Iris, who's saying hello from Israel. How cool. Iris is grateful to travel to far-off places and eat amazing food. Yay. And so, because that was the first, so I first interact with this couple, and then I get to the theater somewhat early, but sit down, plenty of space, get a seat that allows me to get up if I need to, because I was worried if I had to use the bathroom and being disruptive. And did the 30-minute meditation, minutes of songs and announcements and different things and meditations, and then Michael Beckwith gives his sermon, and holy moly, is that guy amazing. There were times when I was laughing and clapping, and just I kept thinking I hope this is archived, because there's so much in this that I feel like I need to hear. And it was so inspiring to me yesterday. You can also go to agapelive.com, and it's there, and start at 45 minutes for the sermon, but I encourage you to listen to the songs too. It's a beautiful service. And so I just got so much out of it. I just felt like I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to hear all this. I feel like I'm at a juncture in my life where this kind of pep talk of participation. That was one of the themes of going from anticipation to participation. And it's good to anticipate goodness, to like visualize a positive future and anticipate goodness, but it is even more important to participate in your life to help create the goodness. And to be sure that you do not create a ceiling for your goodness and your joy and your brilliance. And so all these things were like really powerful. And that's just, I mean, he's a force of nature. There were times also listening that I felt it was discouraging for me, because I've been having thoughts of doing more speaking and maybe even doing live events, and to witness someone so much more gifted than me. He's in another realm. And I know that we're different, but there were times when I was like, yeah, I'll do something different. I can't do this. So, we know each other from the burn, and we had a brief conversation where they were very appreciative of things that I've been sharing lately. Community there, and a lot of like people know each other, and friendliness, and to have somebody stop me when I'm a stranger and give me this warm, fuzzy feeling of affirmation. It was just so beautiful. Had a nice little conversation with that person. And then on the way back to my car, I saw just a elegant older woman with this cool orange jacket, and I complimented her jacket. And then as I walked forward, she said, "Ooh, pause, let me take a picture of your shirt," which says, "Love more, fear less, float more, steer less." She says she's doing a project where she's sharing inspirational t-shirts or something like that. And then that got us talking, and then we both walked, like 4 blocks together towards our cars, and just had this beautiful conversation. I got to talk to her about her projects and her stage, and it made me really think about Love Ambassador. So I saw somebody pass by, a beautiful human being, and was like, I'm going to give him a compliment. To reach out, one who was also open-hearted. As I walked away, she's like, "Oh, this is a connection opportunity. Let me use a prop in our human experience," and his t-shirt, which is another reason to wear a t-shirt that calls to people. LoveMoreFearless.com if you'd like to actually get this t-shirt. And I didn't intend this to be a pitch, but sure. So then she extends her connection. We now have like both showed a little bit of vulnerability, and boom, then we have human passions and heart-centered, focused aspects of one another. So wonderful. So I'm super grateful for that, and I think also part of it is that what was the hub that these interactions were around. Like I knew that she was at the service that I was at. Maybe I didn't mention that. So I saw her there. So I knew that she was connected to this community, and so it even makes it more easier to extend an olive branch, and some vulnerability, and extend a way to connect that is enough to be a connection, and not so much that you make somebody pause. So super grateful for that experience. Super grateful for the sermon, which I think maybe I even still have it in my. That's the link to my post that has the link to the Agape lecture in it that starts at 45 minutes in, if you're curious. So what are you grateful for? Looks like summer camp. Is that what I saw? Oh boy, Amy's a mess, but he's fine. I put him on a bus and cried as it drove away, but I know he's safe. I found a bus friend for him, so he wasn't alone. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's making friends. But I'm wrapping you in my heart, and proud of you for getting him on the bus. Thanks, Amy. Carolyn says, the kids and I had the best time at Element 11. They are naturals. Element 11 is the Utah Regional Burn that I had intended to go, and then, as I talked about here, did not work out. They put their dad's name in the temple, and the burn was so meaningful to them. My 9-year-old didn't want to leave the fire, stayed for the embers. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you, Carolyn. So glad that you had a good time. Or good, maybe is the wrong word, but meaningful. You said best time. So yes, good. Good to hear that. Good morning, Kiri. Kiri says, I am grateful to be feeling lighter and my loving friends who are Renee, me, for who you be and what you do to help here at this Airbnb, because I need to record a podcast after this. Brandy says, I'm grateful to have found over an eighth of medicinal fungus. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to experiment with microdosing. Lovely. Chris is here. Says, be here now. Michael Beckwith is an intense dude. He is. It's because he's got like life force, God just like shooting through his physical form. It's when he gets going, it is like engagement technique tool. I like that stuff. Someone yelled nice t-shirt to me once and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I love it when people notice the t-shirts, especially the ones that I make. And I'm like, thank you. Brandy's grateful for all the flavors that Cheerios has these days. I remember when my brother and I call it the Honey Nut Cheerios Revolution, because we were only allowed to have non-sugar cereals. Bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Sounds like we're having trouble with our bandwidth. This is not good. Wonder if anyone else is having difficulty with the visual. Sounds healthy, but definitely a natural, healthy umbrella while we just shoveled Honey Nut Cheerios into our mouth. Oh, so good. It's not my bandwidth. Maybe it's something else. Dale says, good morning. I'm going on my first road trip headed north from San Diego. Awesome. Well, enjoy yourself. Dale, did you send me a message? Someone sent me a message about road tripping. I very much enjoyed Topanga, and I'm currently in Santa Barbara, but I've not seen too much of it yet. And honestly, I am on a little bit of a romantic getaway, so the sights and finish up this broadcast shortly and start this day and work on some technical stuff and make sure I'm ready to record the podcast. We're recording a new episode of Stay Sparked, which, if you have not listened, for shame. No, if you enjoy this, I think you would enjoy Stay Sparked. Last week's episode was about food, power of kindness. I really think the dynamic between the three of us, Yanis, Betsy, and I, is really, it's fun. I think we do. I'm very proud of it. Brandy's saying, I keep 2 different flavors handy all the time with a nice tall cup to pour them in to munch on throughout. That Chris is grateful for is there's like 8 people in Greenland. What movie is that from, Chris? I started watching an old movie last night, All the President's Men, with 70s, about something that happened in the 60s. Is that right? Was it late 60s? Watergate? Early 70s? But, they're using rotary phones, and just the way it's edited is a little bit, the pacing is, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Victoria. And good morning. All right. It looks like the ratio of this video is different than it used to be. I'm not sure if it looks squished to you or not, but I'm not sure. It's very confusing how this technology just is so confusing. Why can't I figure it out? Embrace the mystery. That's what Grandpa would say. And speaking of Grandpa, let's have a hug and finish this broadcast wherever you are. Give yourself a big squeeze, which actually Michael Beckwith had us do. Feel these gratitudes that one another has shared, the adventures people have had, others have experienced. Our human experience multiplied through one another. Feel supported, feel connected through one another. And as we go through this day, let's try to be agents of that connection, love ambassadors, as we notice the things that we are grateful for, and then share with one another and the people that we meet. And back here, again, tomorrow, share with us. What did you find today that you're grateful for? Help us see the world in a brighter way. That's love ambassadorship. So wherever you are, take a deep breath in and squeeze. Send it out and feel us squeezing you. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here for this Love Morning, being a part of Hug Nation. I love you. Oh, what's that you say? What does my shirt say? It says Hug Nation.